good morning or afternoon or whenever you're watching this. We're going to go through, this is the second video for our Scratch game, and so hopefully you know how to get to scratch.mit.edu and you watched the previous videos and you are caught up to where I am. So go ahead, once you log in, your name should come up there, and then you can click on this folder here and all your projects should display here. The one that we're working on right now is the platform racer, so you can just click on see inside and hopefully your game comes up. So today I want to go through the general structure of, let's move this over here, the general structure of how our game is going to be set up, and we're going to use something in the in the events tab called broadcast. And the broadcast is basically a way for one sprite or a background or one item in your program to talk to basically the rest of the computer and say, or rest of the program, and say something is happening. So we're going to use that to cycle between your logo screen, so for your stages. You should hopefully have your logo screen, your start menu, and level 1. And we'll eventually use it to also cycle through game over and if you win the game and the credits, that kind of thing. So it's just a nice way to cycle through and keep things organized well. If you don't do this, you can still program on Scratch here and still make the exact same game. It'll just be a little messier. That's my own personal opinion on that. Okay, so what I'd like you to do is actually go to the stage. If you click on the right side there where it says stage and backdrops, we're going to actually create some code here. So we've decided that we're going to start our game by clicking this green flag. And that's a fairly normal way to do it in Scratch. So you're going to drag this when the green flag is clicked. And again, I think I'll make this a little larger just so that you can see what's going on here. So when the green flag is clicked, we want to actually show this very first backdrop, this logo screen. Okay, so I'll leave it on here just to show that it works. So when the green flag is clicked, we're going to change the logo. That's going to be under looks, or change the background. So we're going to say switch to backdrop, and I've named them all level 1, start menu and logo screen. So we're going to go logo screen. Okay, so now if I click this green flag, it goes to the logo screen. Okay, that green flag also activated the car here. That's code that we did before, and it just moved it, animated, that kind of thing, made a sound. So, I'm not sure if you're actually hearing the sound or not, but that's okay. We won't be doing a lot of sound-based stuff right now. Okay, so back to the stage. Now, after this animation, or at some point, you need to decide when you're going to go from your logo screen to your start menu. And from logo screen to start menu. Now, most games you're probably familiar with, video games like EA Sports or something like that, will have their opening logo and then they go directly into their start menu or their main menu screen. So, we're going to do the same thing. We're not going to, you don't need to have someone click on it. So when do we go? Well, I'm going to suggest that as soon as your animation is over, that's when you should go. And so actually it's in the driver in this case. After it glides 2 seconds and hides, then we should switch to the next screen. So it's in this code, so go to the driver code, that sprite, and go to events. And we're going to bring out the broadcast message 1. Okay, again, I'll make this so you can see things. Okay, so broadcast message 1. And instead of message 1, we could keep it as message 1, but it's kind of meaningless. We're going to broadcast a new message. I don't know. Here, let me cancel that. I don't know if you can see that crowd. I should go over here. Okay. message here, and you're going to type in a new message. Now, I'd suggest just making something that makes sense. And so I'm going to use, I'm just going to say start menu. I could say start screen. Maybe start screen. I'm going to go menu. Anyway, it doesn't matter that much. The name of it doesn't matter, as long as you understand what it is. You could call it turtle, you could call it whatever, but the main thing is that you understand what it is, and that it keeps your game straight in your brain of how it's working. So if I broadcast start menu, that actually does nothing until I bring out, when I receive start menu, then it will run whatever's underneath it. Now in this case, I don't need it to do anything here, so I'm going to just drag it back out here. But in my backdrop, when I receive start menu, so you can bring out your, when I receive, it was probably set to new message. Oh, sorry, not new message, probably message 1 or something like that. Anyway, when I receive start menu, then I want to switch, so go to looks, and I'm going to switch to start menu. Okay. Now the start menu, so let's just play this game right now. It goes to the logo screen, does the animation, then it switches to the start menu. Now in the start menu, I want to have a couple things. I want to have the name of my game, and I want to have, in this case, I'm just going to have a button to press to actually play the game. And if I can make it more complicated later on, I could put in settings and things like that. But for now, I just want it simple. I don't want my logo on there anymore. I'm going to put the title of the game. So first I'm going to go to the game logo, and this is the code that's in there right now. It's just a little animation. And I'm going to go to events. When I receive start menu, I'm going to simply hide. Now, because I'm going to hide this, see now if I run it again, because I'm going to hide this in the start menu, when I go to run the game again, you'll notice that it doesn't appear. And that's because I've never told it to show. The ghost effect is not the same as showing. So I'm actually going to, maybe after the ghost effect 100 there, I'm going to show it. So now when I run the game, that works. The reason I didn't put the show above, which I could do, let me just see if I can, if I put it above here, what happens is, oh, actually, yeah, because the ghost effect is already there. Nothing happens differently. But anyway, I like it to be like this here, because it's basically, it goes to that location, it sets the ghost effect, which it makes it invisible, and then I click show, meaning that when the ghost effect is actually decreased, it will show. So anyway, there it is. It does the things I want it to do. Now let's go back to our start background here. So when this background happens, again, I want the title to show up, so I'm going to create a new sprite. And I'm going to go to paint, so down here I can go to paint. And this sprite I'm going to actually call game title. Game name, let's call it game name, why not? And I'm going to make the game name, should be purple. Whatever, purple. And I'm going to call it, I know I've called it Platform Racer. I kind of don't love that game, but I gotta think of a good name for this. So you click on it, and then you can make it bigger, smaller. You can also move it around. And I'm going to put it up here because I'm going to put a play button below it. Now, it'll be a different sprite, the play button, but this name here, so Platform Racer. And on here I noticed that it needs to be centered a bit, which is fine. Okay, and if I go to code, I want it to start off hidden, so when the green flag is clicked, I'm going to hide it, and when I receive start menu, I'm going to show it. Okay, I don't want to show it any time after, or earlier than that, because I don't want it to be on there while the logo's on there. As soon as it's off there, I want it to be there. And actually, it's a little high, I think. So I'll put it there. Now, to prevent it from getting put all over the place, maybe, I can just go to motion and I say go to that location. So you'll notice again, if I move it around, this go to XY keeps on updating. So find a spot you like it, put it there, then drag this in, go to that location and show. That means that every time, even if someone on your game actually pulls it down there, when you run your game, it's going to always reset back up to where you wanted it. That's kind of a nice way to kind of foolproof it a bit. The next thing is I'm going to actually paint a new sprite, and it's going to be my play button. And I'm going to just simply make a triangle to make it look like a play, and I'm going to make the play button green, I think. So, I wonder if it should be outlined. Let me just see here. I'll try black and then a little bit more thicker on that. Okay, if you hold down the Shift key, when you do this, it'll lock it into different, like 90, 45, and 0 degree angles. So just something for you to think about. I'll lock it in first, but then there we go. So I'll move this around. Oops. Did I not move you? Oh, I'll move it with the arrow keys. I'm using the arrow keys right now. I just want to put it somewhat center. Okay, and then I think I can color on the inside here, but I could be wrong. I want to make it green. Yes, good, because it's all linked all the way around. So in vector mode, is if you enclose an area, you can paint inside of it, which is nice. Okay, that's a very large play button. But anyway, I'm just going to leave it like that. In the future, I could make it whatever I want it to look like, but that's just play button. Maybe I could put a circle around it. So, no, maybe that's more normal. I don't know if I can do that right now. If you ever need to undo something, you can go up here. Oh, what the? Got it. Oh, Control Z. I wonder if my keyboard's not working correctly here. So that's weird. Thought I could undo things. Anyway, I think I can delete it though. Yeah, if I click on it, I'll delete it. Okay, I don't want to fill it with green. I want it to have no fill, so this little slash line does that. And just make, if I hold down the Shift key again, it's a perfect circle. And I want to move this around a little bit, like this. And I should fill this with some color. Maybe white. That's going to fill the whole thing. Oh, this is turning into a disaster. I should just keep it simple. I'm going to delete that circle if I can. Yeah, and just keep the triangle. Okay, sorry for wasting your time there. Here we go. The code for this triangle is at the start of the game, when the green flag is clicked, I want it to hide. I don't want it to be showing up there, because if I did, it'd just be a big triangle on the screen. So I want to hide it from the start. And then when it gets to the start menu, then I want to show it. So you go to Events, when I receive Start Menu, and Show. So a lot of this broadcasting, like Start Menu, and we're going to broadcast level 1, you use the hide and show a lot with all the other things you don't want to. And that just helps to make it look nice and clean. You don't want all your sprites hanging out when it's not time. Now, what I want to have happen in the start menu when I click this green triangle is the game will begin. So let's try that out. To make that happen, there's actually an event called when sprite clicked, and we're going to use that. So when the sprite clicked, in this case is the triangle, then we're going to broadcast. That's just a little bit lower here. not start menu, we're going to broadcast a new message. This message we're going to call level 1. Cap locks on. Level 1. Okay. And again, it won't actually go to anything right now. But after broadcast level 1, we want to hide it. Okay. It won't do anything yet with level 1 until we tell it to. So go to the stage. You should have a backdrop that's called level 1 here. And so you want to go to that one. So when I receive level 1, we're going to switch to backdrop level 1. Okay, so now if I run the game, the logo animation happens. I click on the green triangle play button, and it goes to level 1. And you notice just up here, my project just was saved, so which is good. So that is the general structure that I'd like you to work on right now, and get your game to cycle through these different screens. Okay. Now, what we're going to do in the next video is I'll get you to figure out what you want. Oh, one more thing. This Platform Racer name is still there, so I need to say under events, when I receive level 1, I no longer want to have the title show, so I'm going to hide it. So now, Atkins Games, my company logo, Platform Racer is the name of the game. I click on it, level 1 appears. Now, right now nothing's in level 1. Probably I'm going to want my driver in level 1. I might want to have it start here. Might want to have like a cool zoomed in and then maybe I zoom out or something like that effect. I can show you how to do those kind of things if we want to. And then we can start creating a scrolling background. So in the next video, we'll do all that. We'll start with level 1 and we'll just do a simple scrolling background and get it looking as though there's a game to play. I hope you're following along, and I'll see you next time.